Hi, I'm Kennedy Beckley, and I'm a business marketing major. For this project, I picked out the music video This Is America by Childish Gambino, which came out in 2018. I've seen it before, but after this assignment, I do understand it a little bit deeper than I did back when I watched it when it first came out. The video really connects with Global Goal 16, which is all about promoting peace, justice, and strong institutions in our world. In the video, you see a mix of chaos, dance, and violence, all packed into one music video. It shows how issues like racism, gun violence, and inequality are part of our everyday life in America. But people often ignore them or get distracted by the entertainment and trends that go on. The video uses music and visuals to make people think, and it fits with the global goal perfectly because it's literally pushing people to wake up and face the truth of what goes on in our world every day. The first term I had chose was memorization. Memorization is when you remember certain messages, words, or images because they really stand out, usually because they're emotional, shocking, or repeated a lot. The textbook example is on page 157, and the book says people tend to remember things that are emotionally powerful, especially if it's something they've heard or seen more than once. In the video, it comes around 53 seconds to 58 seconds, which this part of the video is very unforgettable. Childish Gambino dances, takes a gun, and shoots the guitarist. It's so sudden and disturbing, and what makes it even more shocking is how calm he is right after. He just keeps dancing like nothing even happened. That moment really sticks with you. I think it's designed that way on purpose because the violence is intense and disturbing, so it stays in your memory even when you're not sure what to think of it at first, when you're still processing it all. It's like the video is forcing you not to forget something that we often push aside in real life. This is how memorization works, and it shows us that we can't ignore it. Term 2, which I chose, was interpretation. Interpretation is how we personally understand a message or situation. Everyone brings their own background, feeling, or experiences to it. So no two people can interpret something the same way. The textbook example was on page 157, as well as the other one. And the textbook gives an example of that two people hear the same thing, but we take it completely differently. Like someone says, "That was fine." One person might support, while the other hears sarcasm in the tone. Which this does depend on the tone, experience, and context of what went down in the situation. In the video, from 1 minute and 24 seconds to 1 minute and 34 seconds, in this part, Gambino is dancing with the kids in school uniforms, and they're doing these fun, trendy moves. But if you look behind them, there's violence and panic going on. People are running, and fires are burning. It's wild because some people might just focus on the dance and think it's catchy or cool, where others can look past what's going on right in front of them and see the bigger picture of what's really going on, not just the surface level dancing. To me, this shows how our culture sometimes hides the truth behind entertainment. People might interpret it as a critique of how Americans pay more attention to viral videos, such as TikTok dances, than the real problems like police brutality or shootings. That way, the way you interpret this scene totally depends on how closely you're watching and what you're looking for, which I found very interesting because you might miss it if you really aren't looking too deep. The third term I chose was backchanneling, which was on 158. Backchanneling is when you're showing someone you're listening without interrupting them, like nodding, saying yeah or mm-hmm, or just reacting quietly. It's how we stay connected in a conversation to show that you're engaged and you're letting the person you're listening to know that you are. It's kind of like a little nod, but yeah. And in the textbook, on page 158, the book says backchanneling helps the speaker feel like they're being heard. Even little things like eye contact or a quick "I get it" shows that you're really paying attention to them. In the video, 3 minutes and 12 seconds through about 3 minutes and 18 seconds, there's a moment in the video where people are filming the violence on their phones. They're not doing anything to stop it, they're just watching and recording. In a way, that's a form of backchanneling. They're reacting, but silently, without fully engaging or stepping in. It reminded me of how people in real life witness injustice or cruelty, but instead of helping, they observe, especially through social media. Or like how they said in the textbook example, they'll just film it. They will film, watch something horrible happen, but but won't step in and just film because they'll get views and just think it's funny. We've all seen the viral videos where people film terrible things and no one steps in. It made me realize that backchanneling can sometimes be passive. It can show you that you're paying attention, but you're not being helpful and active in the situation that needs the attention. This assignment really changed how I see music videos and media in general. I've seen This Is America before, but now I do notice all the little things that went on in the video that really make it meaningful and impactful. The dancing in the background, even how people react in the video as well. One big thing I learned is how we interpret media differently based on what we've experienced. Like someone who's been personally affected by gun violence or racism will probably connect with this video in a different way than someone who hasn't. That's why communication is so complex. It's not just about what's being said, but it's also how we take it in and absorb the information that we've been given. If I were to create a message to support Global Goal 16, I'd use strong visuals and symbolism, kind of like how they do in this video. I want people to interpret it in their own way and start real conversations. When something makes people think or question what they're seeing, that's when communication really becomes powerful and can start a new wave among the people today. Anyways, thank you for watching my video on Global Goal 16.